Don't adjust your screens. We are live here for TT_Project Cars now on a Monday night, and it is Season 4, Round 1, and we are here for the Racing Roulette. A little bit of a mix-up here tonight. No more random roulette. We are here with the Racing Roulette, and we are starting off with the BMW M1 Pro car, which I'll go on to in a little while. We are here at Hockenheim, and I am, of course, James Head 14, your beautiful Project Cars 2 commentator, and you'll be seeing quite a lot of me, I think, this week. I'll be on Project Cars. I'll also be here tomorrow night for TTL F2, and I'm also going to be, hopefully, commentating on TTL F1 on Thursday. Now, of course, there has been changes. The format stays the same. If you are brand new to Project Cars, I will give you the format now as to how we are going to be racing here tonight. So the Racing Roulette, we're going to be splitting off into two streams. The Racing Roulette, the first stream that we're now live with. 15 minutes worth of action, so only 15 minutes worth of racing. And these cars, it is going to be quite quick, quite snappy racing. I have been trying these cars around this track before we have came live here. I've been on the game for the last hour or so, trying everything out and making sure it is all fine. And then after the Racing Roulette ends, we are then going to be hop-footing it over to another stream, which we will be running, and that will be for our brand new main series, the Formula Renault series, the 3.5s. Very, very excited to commentate on them. They are beautiful cars to drive, and it should be great fun out on track. And I'm sure everyone is going to enjoy the action that is going to unfold out on track as well. There are a few new drivers here tonight. Alan K, Theo Daly, McKinder for you, Charlie, Crusher Bro, Casper, Andy, Mays and Sinclair, probably all names that you are synonymous for here in TTL, and especially in the F1 side more than anything else. But they are here, of course, tonight for Project Cars. And they have competed last season in Season 3 in Project Cars at various points in the season, most of them attending a majority of the races. We have got two new drivers here tonight. Molly Matt, an Italian driver, who I'm not familiar with at all. So Molly Matt is joining us here tonight. And he will be running in the Team Sharifza number 22 car in the Formula Renault series. And we have also got a driver that I'm slightly familiar with, Aguileto, who is joining us here tonight. Aguileto, brand new driver to the series. He has came through Gavra Academy. Maybe in one of the races, in one of the groups that I've covered when I was doing Gavra Academy commentary. But he has came through that, so if you are unfamiliar with him, he is a Spaniard, and he will be running the Equipe d'Ombreville number 15 car in the Formula Renault series, and I'll come on to the rest of the lineup as it comes along for the Formula Renaults. Of course, these BMW M1 Pro cars, however, can reach 207 miles an hour, 0 to 100 in 4.3 seconds acceleration. They contain 485 brake horsepower, and they weigh just over 2.2 kilograms, which is absolutely unheard. 2.2 tons, I should say, not 2.2 kilograms. Goodness me, if that was a car, then it'd probably be like a grain of sugar, the sort of thing there. But 2.2 tons is the car weight. 5-speed H-pattern gearbox with a straight 6 engine, and as you can see, control difficulty in the cornering speed, quite difficult. And especially I found while trying the car out that the gears as well, the gearing seems to be quite wayward. The drivers will have to get used to the gearing. Revving it up fully to the RPM, I think it reaches about 10,000 RPM, so revving it up to that will try and get the gears into sync. But they're going to be hard working here tonight, these Project Cars 2 drivers, and I'm sure it is all going to be fine and dandy out on track. We are here, of course, at Hockenheim, which I'll come on to just in a moment. I'm going to check the comments first, though, see how you guys are doing. Enjoy the racing tonight. Enjoy the racing. There, can't even get my words out. Enjoy the racing, chaps. I really wanted to step in as a reserve tonight because I love this track, but it's been a super busy day at university. University always the first priority rather than racing, I've got to say so myself. And May's coming in there with a traditional comment, as is the case. And that was Jack Stewardson commenting about the university. Definitely university takes more priority, I think, over the racing. Just race in your spare time. That is the best advice I can give from somebody who has recently graduated as well from university. But we are here at Hockenheim, of course, a track more familiar to you guys that might be tuning in to the F1 side. We are here on Project Cars 2, and it is the same track layout. There are 16 turns, no DRS zones or anything like that to go through, no ERS, nothing like that, so no terminology that you've never heard of before. There are some very tricky corners out on track. The turn 6 hairpin will be that point of overtaking, the straight from turn 4 through parabolic to turn 5, then into turn 6 at the hairpin. Going to be very, very key to seeing overtaking opportunities. Casper has disconnected from the session. Tiz Leroy has just joined in as well, so Casper is just disconnected. We can get him back in. We should be having 12 drivers on a Monday night for Project Cars 2 action. Best attendance I think I've seen in the Project Cars 2 since I took up commentary here, so it's absolutely fantastic. And I think the move to Monday evenings at 8 o'clock definitely worthwhile, and hopefully everyone will be able to make every single race this season and make sure the action is clean, competitive, and of course social out on track here in TT_Project Cars. And thank you very much must go to Andy for organising it all, making sure everyone is here out on time, and it should be some great action to come out on track. This is the first time I've actually commentated on Project Cars in a few weeks. The last time I commentated on Project Cars was for Project Cars, TT_Project Cars. I was at Bathurst. There was no Renault Clio Cup stream. I was ill that weekend, so I couldn't stream the Clio Cup action that unfolded out on track, but the replay also did get unfortunately invalidated almost. There was no replay to be put up on the channel, which is a shame, but we are here and I'm making it up for you here tonight for Hockenheim, a track synonymous with some famous moments. Vettel at turn 12 at Sachs Curve in 2018 in Germany. Don't think we're going to be seeing changing conditions here tonight. It is in fact dry. 2.84 mile in length, 16 turns, variations in the sector, 3 sectors of course, as is tradition here on any track in Project Cars 2, unless you're going around the Nordschleife, and then there's about 12 million sectors. We might be coming to the Nordschleife later on in the season. I do have the track layout and the provisional calendar, and I'll mention that towards the end of the stream for the Formula Renaults, which you'll be seeing upcoming after this. But 15 minutes worth of racing here for the Racing Roulette. We are here for the BMW M1 Pro Cars for race 1, and it's going to be such a great race to watch. There's 12 or 13 drivers out on track, going to do the business here, and I can't wait to commentate on the action for you here tonight. I'm getting a bit giddy, if you can probably tell. 12 drivers out on track, few new faces, Aguilera and Molly Matt on the list. They're in 11th and 12th actually starting in this race. So Charlie on pole, Alan Kay in 2nd, Andy in 3rd, Casper in 4th, Mays in 5th, Theo Daly in 6th, Tiz Leroy in 7th, McKinder for you in 8th, Sinclair in 9th, Crushbro in 10th, Molly Matt in 11th, and Aguilera in 12th, the Spaniard. So that is the full rundown of the order. We should be getting going very soon indeed. I've got my traditional settings up on the cameras. A lot of comments coming through. McKinder for you, thank you very much. Yes, hello. Nice voice tonight, thank you very much. Yeah, my voice a lot better. Crushable saying he's going on the hunt for chocolate again. Of course, our Season 3 champ looking to try and get out on thingy. We're now sinking in for race 1 to begin here of the Racing Roulette at Hockenheim. The light sequence about to go out, and it's lights down and get where we go. Various starts through the field. Somebody hasn't started further down the field. Molly Math, there's chaos in the background, but we're on board with Charlie going down into turn 1. Alan Kay up the inside of Andy holds P2, both of them in similar looking cars. Tiz Leroy already making early ground as well. Quite a few running wide in the background. Then turn 1 McKinder for you, I think that was running wide most of all, but down into turn 2, and Alan Kay has now got the inside and takes the lead of the race from Molly, from Charlie that was. He's dropped down to 5th, a little bit of lagging going on there for Theo Daly. So they run through Parabolica for the first time. Theo Daly's just moved up into P5, passing Charlie. Green flag once again underway. Aguilera and Casper, I think, have been caught up in some sort of moment at the back end. In fact, Aguilera does not even start as Tiz Leroy outbreaks himself down into the hairpin, and that forces Molly Matt as a spinner in the background as well. Looks like that is, I would imagine, Theo Daly. There's carnage in the background, but Molly Matt, the Italian, leads the way through turn 7 and then into the Mercedes bend at turn 8. So passing the Mercedes grandstand, Andy in second, holding firm the Scotsman in second at the minute. Alan Kay third, says Leroy fourth. Crusher Bro, last year's champion, over into 5th place early on. Charlie's into 6th, McKinder for you. Sinclair's made up ground early. Mays, Casper, Theo Daly and Aguilera not even starting out on track, which is a disappointment for the Spaniard. Not sure if there's been a little bit of a glitch going on there, but hopefully you will be able to get going. If not, remove yourself and retire out on track. That'll be the best thing and stop causing carnage. But he's off track, so everything should be fine. Molly Matt coming through the final couple of corners at turn 15 and 16, and Molly Matt leads the way. The newcomer to Project Cars leads the way early on. Andy in second. They come past the stricken Aguilera on the right hand side of the track. Molly Matt though leads the way. Andy in second, Alan Kay in third, takes Leroy in fourth. Crusher Bro is in 5th. A little bit of glitch going on with the timing screens here, but there is side-by-side action now between the Norwegian and the Irishman of the Brit of Tiz Leroy, I should say. A little bit of a moment then. Alan Kay spinned on the inside of the curve, the back end kicking out there for Alan Kay. He's lost all ground and Andy's lost a little bit of time as well. We have now pretty much 3 wide down the straight. Molly Matt getting away out in front. Crusher Bro now says thank you very much. He accepts that. Tiz Leroy into third. Andy now in fourth. He's lost 2 positions down the straight. Theo Daly's got a time penalty for track limits. Down into the hairpin once again. And Crusher Bro hangs it firm down the inside. Neatly a little bit of contact there from Andy on the back end of Tiz Leroy, but they're through safely. And Molly Matt leads the way from Crusher Bro, Tiz Leroy and Andy filling out the top 4 early on. They're the main contenders, I think. McKinder for you is into 5th. Sinclair into 6th. Alan Kay, after a mistake, is in 7th. Charlie in 8th. Mays in 9th. Casper in 10th. Theo Daly in 11th, and Aguilera still stricken there on the inside just before turn 1. He's still out on track and he will be getting that quite consistently now. And Molly Matt leads the way. 9/10 of a second as they come towards Sachs Curve for the second time. We are already nearly 3.5 minutes through the action, and Molly Matt leads the way from Crusher Bro in second, there's Leroy in third, and Andy filling out the top 4, who I think must have made a bit of a mistake out of turn 11. He's just lost ground there to Crusher Bro and Tiz Leroy. Tiz Leroy having a great race so far. We come now through sub curve at turn 16, and Molly Matt leads the way in the Racing Roulette round 1 of the championship. The Italian comes into turn 1, runs wide. Not a shock that we're seeing drivers run wide there, to be honest, but Molly Matt leads the way. There is a little bit of a timing glitch going on quite consistently. I'm not sure if there is a with Aguilera not running out on track. There seems to be a bit of a timing glitch going on, so we do of course apologise for that, but drivers should really know what time this race starts and how they should be committing themselves to the race as well. But Molly Matt now attacked by Crusher Bro. Crusher Bro trying to look for a way through here. Down into the braking zone of the turn 6 hairpin. Got to get this car stopped. Aguilera has disconnected from the session as Molly Matt runs wide. Oh, and there's contact. Crusher Bro a little bit unfortunate there. Tiz Leroy now inherits that. Crusher Bro at the wrong place at the wrong time now, I think. Molly Matt just losing on exit of the curb at turn 6. Molly Matt has now lost the lead and he's lost 3 positions as a result of that, and Tiz Leroy has been inherited the lead. So Tiz Leroy now leads the way. Crusher Bro into second. Kind of did wait up there for a moment on Molly Matt, and he's now third as a result of that contact. Molly Matt in fourth. McKinder for you now slowly get into this in the petroless livery car. He's in 5th place early on. Sinclair in 6th. Alan Kay in 7th. Casper now 8th. Charlie in 9th. Mays in 10th. And Theo Daly still going around the back. 20 seconds separating the whole field. Quite consistent so far for most of these drivers. Of course, we have seen a bit of contact, but it is round 1. And I'm sure, as Crusher Bro's just gone around the outside of Tiz Leroy at turn 15. That's fantastic stuff by Crusher Bro. The defending champ makes mincemeat of Tiz Leroy around the outside into turn 15 just before the sub curve, and he gets the move done, and the Norwegian, the defending champ, is into P1 in the Racing Roulette. As they come now back past through, and again the timing glitch occurs. Aguilera has now left the session, so obviously that is out the question. Molly Matt Trying to attack Andy down the inside into turn 2. Coming through the chicane of 3 and 4 now, and they're side by side coming out of this. Andy with Molly Matt now on the outside. Looks like Molly Matt has got the run off the corner. Comes in front of Andy and has got the move done as he comes through Parabolica for the 4th time. We're on lap 4. We're nearly approaching the halfway stage here as Taze Leroy tries to commit himself up the inside. Crusherbull will give him room. Crusherbull's got to get the turn in right and get the traction off the corner. It's side by side now between the two leads. Molly Matt makes a mistake in behind. Taze Leroy on the inside, Crusherbull on the outside line. This is going to be so close. They give each other plenty of room, and Taze Leroy has got that move done. Great stuff and great driving there between both of them. He goes a little bit deep into the Mercedes Benz hairpin there, and Taze Leroy has now regathered the lead. Crusherbull waits up from good sportsmanship shown there by the Norwegian. But surely Taze Leroy is under sustained pressure now. With the top 5 separated by about 3.5 seconds as Taze Leroy just loses control of the car. He spins and he's in the racing line here. There's going to be contact. Oh, how on earth have people avoided that? Andy has lost control of the car, however. That is what you get when there's a car parked on the racing line. Inevitably there's going to be some sort of spin or some sort of contact there, and Andy is the one that loses out on that. The Scotsman, as Casper has gone wide in the background. A lot happening here in the racing roulette. But Crusherbull now sustains the lead at 2.9 seconds. Molly Matt in second, the Kinderfew in third. Taze Leroy just running a little wide in fourth. He's now being chased up by Sinclair, who's into fifth. Alan Kay running strongly in sixth, the Irishman. Molly Matt just runs a little bit wide again at turn 1. Got to be careful with the track limits so you don't pick up penalties, because if you pick up the penalties, you're going to be very, very costly towards the end of the race. As Taze Leroy now is under attack from both Sinclair and Alan Kane. The Petrolus livery once again chasing him down. Of course, this race sadly not sponsored by Hot Wheels. Wish it was. Beat that, I'm guessing they'll say, if we were sponsored with them, but there you go. Crusherbull leads the way down into the hairpin. Molly Matt in second, McKinderfew third, Taze Leroy in fourth. But Sinclair now being hunted down by the Irishman, the Scotsman. Of course, famed for TTFL success, recently taking the championship lead in TTFL. And Sinclair now tries to hunt down Taze Leroy once again. Separated by about a second, coming down into turn 7 and then turn 8 at Mercedes. Very nice action going on here so far. There has been paused bits of contact, but this is round 1 of the championship, so we will have to give drivers a little bit of credit, because this is the first week of racing, and inevitably that the clean and competitiveness will eventually come out towards the mid-season. Certainly, maybe even as soon as round 2. As Aguilera has joined back, he won't be able to take control of his car. But Crusherbull leads the way, 4.9 seconds. The Norwegian really having a good time of things out in front. Set the fastest second sector with a 47.8 through the middle. He sets the new fastest lap of the race with a 43.4 as well, 32.1 that was on the final sector. Molly Matt now getting chased down by McKinderfew in second. However, Alan Kay is right on the back of Sinclair, just in the background of shot, and now on board with them. 5 minutes and 40 seconds to go roughly. Crusherbull leads the way, Molly Matt in second. Alan Kay opting to take the inside line coming out of turn 1. Tries to gain him the room. I'm looking at the timing split. Oh, Alan Kay just drops the back end there through turn 2. Recovers the car and gets the car into gear. He hasn't lost much time there, the Irishman. He's doing a good job, but he can hopefully hunt down Sinclair and Taze Leroy just ahead of him. McKinderfew is just a second off Molly Matt at this stage. Further down the field, Andy's trying to get back into play. He's 3 seconds off Alan Kay at this moment in time. But Crusherbull still leads the way, the Norwegian. Molly Matt on his debut, having a great race so far in second. If this is how he's going to be for the rest of the season, then Molly Matt is going to be possible championship contender. Great debut so far. McKinderfew in third, also having a good return to action. Taze Leroy in fourth. Sinclair in fifth, having a good debut as well. First time we've seen Sinclair, I think, on the Project Cars. I can be corrected, of course, in the comment section if that is incorrect. There is a bit of battling going on further down the field. That's into the hairpin, I do believe. Theo Daly and Charlie just getting... Oh, that was Mays, sorry, I do apologise about that. That was Mays contacting the back end of Theo Daly. I'm not sure if there was a bit of lag possibly there, but Theo Daly has got already a penalty because of track limits. So just watch out for that when it comes towards the end of the race. But Crusherbull leads, lap 7. of the race. 44.7 for Crusher Ball last time around. Molly Matt in second. He's pulled away slightly over the course of the last lap from McKinder Few in third. About 1.2 seconds the gap. Italian doing well. McKinder Few, the Brit, trying to chase him down. Says Leroy's in fourth. He's pulled away a little while now from Sinclair. About 7/10 the gap. Alan Kay, of course, off that spin. The half spin at turn 2 last time around is now 3 seconds off the gap. Oh, and Andy has a bit of a moment there in the background. Good recovery to get that back on track. Of course, he was on the runoff area and not on the grass there, as you saw in the background of shot. But Andy has recovered that and should begin to try and chase down Alan Kay. Theo Daly is into the pits. Theo Daly into the pits. Not sure if it's a retirement or possibly front wing damage actually from Theo Daly. But Mays is now up to P9 and Charlie will be up to P10 as well. But we'll focus on Sinclair, who was right on the back of Taze Leroy. 4th and 5th, these two showing. Good racing that we have seen, of course, in TTL F2 recently with Taze Leroy. He has been performing very well there in F1. Of course, you will be seeing the likes of him and the majority of this field tomorrow night in TTL F2, alongside being in the commentary box, of course. But Crusher Ball leads the way, the Norwegian, starting off how he means to go on, and just has a bit of a moment there on the inside of the curve at Sachs Curve there at turn 12. This has a bit of a moment. Molly Matt will try and close him down now, just slightly. The gap has closed by about a couple of tenths of a second, not much though. McKinder Few still holding on for third, could be his first podium, I think, in quite a few races, certainly from Project Cars 2 front. McKinder Few, as we are about to go on to the penultimate lap of the race, Molly Matt has picked up a time penalty due to track limits. So I'm guessing that might have been at turn 12, or possibly as seen as it goes wide at turn 1. Nearly losing the back end there. That's what we saw with Andy, and that's what we're seeing with McKinder Few in the background, getting caught on the curb. Taze Leroy now, it looked like him and Sinclair were going side by side. Andy has picked up penalty for track limits as well. Might be at either turn 12 or certainly at turn 15, where you can run, the cars can run wide off the curb. Drivers might be just picking up penalties there, and in fact I will go on to the timings and confirm the penalties. 1 second's worth for Molly Matt, 1 second's worth for Andy, and 5 seconds for Theo Daly. So clearly Theo Daly's track limit abuse has been much greater than the two guys who have also got penalties, Molly Matt and Andy. But we go back on board with the action once again. That was just a quick penalty roundup. Crusher Ball still leads the way and will enter the final lap with around a 6.5 second lead. Molly Matt is in second. Again, runs wide through turn 8. Doesn't want to be picking up another penalty because it can be costly to his position. McKinder Few only less than 2 seconds away in the car number 18. It's Leroy in 4th. Sinclair now in 5th. Lost time there actually, Sinclair. Not sure if we caught a little bit of a mistake from him there actually. Coming out of turn 10 that was. Out of the chicane at 9 and 10. Alan Kay chasing down in 6th. He's been a good return to form for Alan Kay. Andy in 7th. Casper in 8th. Mays in 9th. Charlie in 10th. And Theo Daly back out on track. And he hasn't been lapped, so he will be hopefully getting home on the right lap. Crusher Bro sets on to the final lap then. 9.3 seconds. That gap has extended considerably over the last lap or so. Oh, Molly Matt just gets caught on the curb slightly. McKinder Few now chasing him down. It's going to be less than a second as they come into turn 2. The Crusher Bro surely is going to be winning this race out in front. Molly Matt and McKinder Few for the final podium for podiums 2 and 3, places 2 and 3. Molly Matt and McKinder Few. Another time penalty being picked up by Theo Daly. Again, track limits becoming a problem there. That looked like it was at the hairpin he might have picked that up. His Leroy in 4th has got Sinclair's measure, I think. Alan Kay is still chasing him down though. Gives something to think about towards the end of the race. Andy in 7th, Casper in 8th, Mays in 9th, Charlie in 10th, and Theo Daly in 11th. We'll go on board then with the leader. Theo Daly is being hunted down by Crusher Bro. Both in very similar liveries cars as Crusher Bro. Just decides to come out the back end. And the BMW M1 Pro cars for the Racing Roulette. Theo Daly, good sportsmanship shown there. He gets out of the way of Crusher Bro. He can now continue on with the rest of his race. Crusher Bro then is going to be taking the race win here tonight for Racing Roulette. The BMW 1 Pro cars, he's really excelled in these cars here tonight, and the champ is back. Coming through the final two corners now through Sud Curve at turn 16. Crushable is going to be very happy with that win. A great performance from the Norwegian. He takes round 1 of the championship for Racing Roulette. Great stuff by Crushable. Molly Matt being hunted down by McKinley for second and third. I think they're going to stay as they are. Maybe without the penalties, Molly Matt is just going to hold on, I think, for second. McKinley yeah, holds on for second. Tis Leroy, good performance from him in fourth. Sinclair in fifth. Alan Kay in sixth, good performance by him. Andy in seventh. Might just forget about that performance and move on to the Formula Reynolds, which I'm sure will be much stronger at. Andy across the line in seventh. The Scotsman. Luckily, Casper is about 20 seconds behind him. Casper has picked up damage as well, it seems, during the course of this race. Flinging out the back end. Casper going to be finishing in 8th in the Casio liveried car. Very nice liveried car. Looks almost as if he's driving an Italian car rather than a German car. Casper coming around the final corner now. Just sticks out onto the gravel slightly. Picks up a time penalty, but he's happy with that. He comes across the line in P8. Mays going to come across the line in P9. Of course, he did have contact earlier on in the race, which might have affected him considerably. Mays coming across the line in 9th. Daly's already came across the line in 11th, by the way. Charlie is going to be coming across the line in 10th as well. We should be up to the full grid of 12 drivers. Aguileta should hopefully be back into the session and hopefully racing this time. Charlie's now coming around the final corner, and Charlie will be coming across the line in P10. So that is the action for Racing Roulette, with Crusher Bro taking the win here at Hockenheim. And we'll give you the full rundown of the results before we reset up the stream. Crusher Bro wins here. Molly Matt with a second penalty, holds on by barester margins. That is 1200ths right there. McKinley in third, Tis Leroy in fourth, Sinclair fifth, Alan Kay in sixth, Andy in seventh, Casper in eighth, Mays ninth, Charlie in 10th, and Field Daly running off the top 11. Aguileta not racing over the first couple of laps and left the session, but he is back in for the Formula Reynolds, which are going to be coming up very soon indeed. So I've been JamesHead14. I'll be back in about 2 minutes. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, or until 2 minutes time, goodbye.